Okay, we're going to be working on Unit 4, Lesson 2. This is going to be on transforming rational functions. So just as a review, we're going to look over how we did it for previous equations. So the first thing we want to do is we do want to draw our lines. Let's just go ahead and draw our lines for the x and y axis. Just going to go straight across and do all of them. That's not good. Should be closer to the line. My hand does not go. Let's try that again. Oops. Let's try that again. All right. So very first thing, we know that this -3 inside the parentheses always is the opposite directions. We're going to go to the right 3, and the 1/2 just means we're going to be very wide. Because if you think about it, if we move this over, so the origin is 0, we're going to move it to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. And we use that slope to go up 1 over 2 to the right and to the left. It actually makes it very wide. Okay. Now here, the negative is going to flip our equation. Oops. Our plus 2, and it's inside the parentheses, is going to do the same as what it did for the quadratic. And since it's a plus, we go the opposite direction. We're going to go to the left 2. And the -1 means we're going to go down 1. And if you remember, previous ones always started at 0. So what we're doing is we are going to go to the left 2, down 1, and then flip it. Originally, if we think about it, we would usually go to the right and we would go up. But we're going to flip it. We're going to go down, and to the left we're going to go up. We're just changing directions. All right. So here, when it's inside the parentheses again, it's a minus. We're going to go to the right 1. So instead of having our asymptote at 0, our asymptote is going to be at 1. So we're not going to cross this line. And instead of being at 2, we're now going to be over at 3. And we're going to go down and then curving up. Okay, so hopefully you remember those. We're going to be doing the exact same thing. And here we have our graph from the original one. Okay, we have a horizontal asymptote where it's y equals 0. And we have a vertical asymptote of x equals 0. So we go through the x-axis at 0. And we have some anchor points. So here, it's going to touch at 1, 1, and -1. 1, 1, -1, -1. And if we're plugging this in, remember, if we did the equation y equals 1 over 1/2, this just means 1 divided by 1/2. And if we change it from division to multiplication, it's 1 times 2 over 1, which is just going to give us 2. And we're going to get -2. And again, for if it's just a plain number, whole number, we're going to go 1 over it. We have those anchor points, okay? Those do not change. Okay, so we're going to look at our equation. So what did we do here? Okay, so here we can see that one of our anchor points is now up here. Instead of being up at 1, it's moved up 5 spaces. So we can write that as f of x equals 5 plus 1 over x. You could also do it as 1 over x plus 5. It doesn't matter which order, it works the same way. All right. So here, the next one, if we look at it, normally we would be going this way, but we did flip it. This one was flipped. And when we flip it, we just add a negative. So f of x equals negative 1 over x. Okay. Well, here we have an asymptote at x equals negative 3. Normally it was at 0. So this one is telling me, and it's a vertical, which means we are moving. We move to the left 3. And when we're moving to right or left, we have to be with the x. So we're going to move it. And we know we go into the left, which is the negative side. So we're going to say plus. Okay. All right. So here we can see the asymptote moved to the right 2. Okay, so if it moves right or left, it's going to be with the x. So 1 over x to the right means we're going to go minus 2. So it's the opposite of what it is. So the right side is more positive, so we're going to put a minus. It's always the opposite. Now here we can see we moved down 4. So we moved down 4. And we also moved to the left 1. Instead of writing words, I like to write pictures. So we're going to go f of x. Okay, so we want to go down 4. So I'm going to go minus 4 plus 1 over x plus 1, because the 1 tells us we went over. Okay, so if we look at this one, we can see first thing, it's flipped. Right side should be going up and over. And then we can look at the asymptotes. We moved to the right 5, and we moved up 2. So we're going to write it as f of x. We moved up 2, so that's a positive. We're flipping, so I'm going to put a minus right there. Instead of it being with the 1, I can just put it in front. 1 over x. And to the right means we're going to the positive side, so we're going to go the opposite, minus 5. And on your notes, I did bring in some takeaways. So here they wrote the basic equation. So if it is k, it's a vertical shift. Okay, so vertical, remember, is going to be up or down. Horizontal shift, if it is to the right, we're going to go this one, to the left, go plus. Vertical stretch will be the B. We're not going to talk too much about that one. And a reflection is negative, okay? We just put a minus, or it could be a negative B. We also want to work on marking the asymptotes, which are going to be basically what your H and K are. And here you have your points. They can help you with it. So once you find your B, you can multiply it into these. All right, go ahead and now you can work on your assignment.